Okay, sorry. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Now we have volume. Okay. Hi, it's me, Dahlia. I apologize for being a little late. And now I'm going to talk to you and give you an update on a few things that are going on in the real estate market. So first, well, I'll talk about market trends. Then I'll talk about a lawsuit that's going on that's really it's impacting the real estate industry. And you've heard, Zillow stock crash, and it's going to affect realtors. And it's a court case. So I'll give you a summary on that and what it actually means to you as a consumer and how this thing came about. And then lastly, I'll be talking about Camarillo. I'll talk about Camarillo, the amenities it has, as a prelude to a video that I will be putting out this week. Okay, so how is real estate doing? So I'm going to give you a brief update. So the available inventory of unsold homes in the US is still increasing, and it's higher this year to last year in November. I don't know if you guys remember, but last year rates were starting to go up quite a bit, and they hit the highest rate mid to the end of November, and everyone was kind of like at a standstill. Um, and the inventory this year is higher than that time last year, and rates are also higher than this time last year, and also prices are higher this year than last year at the exact same time. So interest rates have gone up, prices have gone up, and there's a little bit of more inventory. Now, what's been going on though, even though prices have gone up, they remain stable, um, because there have been low sales. There have been some, slashing of prices, but that is expected. This is a seasonal thing that happens. But a really important thing to note is that because of there are no more homes hitting the market now, so that means that the market has kind of topped out, and this is the most uh, listings that we'll have, and we don't expect to get more inventory. So that means that prices aren't expected to drop significantly because the supply is still sustained. um, Buyers are still, most people are still holding out. I see a lot of people trying to hold out and wait to see if rates do go down. Another important thing to say is that the Federal Reserve has said that they are going to halt the increase in the interest rate that was expected yesterday. So we'll see what that causes. Economists are saying that rates really do need to continue to stay this high or go higher because inflation is still not controlled, and the consumer reports aren't saying that we're there yet as far as inflation. So all of these things are working together, impacting the home prices, and a lot of people are just holding out. I did put out I just wanted to let you guys know, like, so the rates were really high in November, right? Last year. And then they were around 7.5. I can't remember the specific numbers, but they're around 7. And then in the spring, interest rates went down to 6. And around that time, it was just a madhouse. Like every house was getting about 20 to 10, even 30 offers per house last spring when rates went down just slightly. So it's the same thing. Prices went up even more. So expect the same thing. If you're on the fence, like, should I buy now? Should I buy later? If you do wait with rates go down, I don't know when they'll go down. They're not going to go down to what they were during COVID. So if you're waiting to do that, it's going to be quite a while. It would have to be a crazy act of something, that rates will go down that much because of the inflation going on. But just expect rates to be higher, longer. And if the Federal Reserve, really did its quote unquote job, we wouldn't have gotten in this mess. This is my personal opinion. In the first place, they were kind of sleeping on the wheel with the rate so low for so long, when inflation was shooting up. And if they don't have any dirt on this guy, Powell, and he really does the economic, you know, job he's supposed to do, um, then it is to control inflation, and rates should remain higher, even go higher, in order to sustain the economy. I could spend a lot of time on this. I did get a minor in economics, so I do find it fun to kind of look into this. But if we don't sustain the interest rate at what it is, even though I personally, as a real estate agent, don't benefit, right? Sales are down, and even the NAR is begging Powell to decrease the rates. Um, what's going to happen is things that are happening in other countries that is not good. It's just going to destabilize the economy and really hurt us in the long term. Okay, but we'll see. These are things that are way beyond me, things that I don't control. These are things that I just study and analyze. So that's how we're doing with the real estate market this week. Okay, and this fall. So we'll see as we continue. Now, I do want to talk about this lawsuit that has been in court, and realtors, the NAR was found guilty. So I wanted to talk about that. You probably heard about that in the news, and if you haven't, oh well. And if you haven't, I wanted to give you a brief overview of what's been going on. So this lawsuit saying that they're in the best interest of the client came forward and said that real estate agents are colluding, and we have been trying to sabotage and charge people wazoo for commissions. Um, and we were found guilty by the NAR. And I say NAR because I am part of the NAR. I paid dues to these people, and they went to court. Now, what happened is I'm going to bring up my notes, but basically, they claimed our commissions are too high, and buyers agents, so specifically buyers agents, so the agents that help the buyers when they purchase a home or purchase some sort of property, are being paid too much, and that we, as the NAR, sets rules to collude, and it's disadvantage um, to the consumer. So I'm going to break it down on how commissions work. So when a person puts a house up for sale, they hire a listing agent, and a listing agent will then work with the seller and determine how much commission is shared. So this commission is shared between the listing agent and the buyer's agent. The buyer's agent then gets a commission once the seller sells the house, escrow closes, they send us a commission check to the broker of the buyer, and then the buyer's agent eventually gets paid a few days later. So that's how it works. So as a buyer's agent, when my buyers go and look at a house, I do not set the commission. The commission is set by the listing agent with the seller. And that is included in the MLS, and it's public because there was even a lawsuit about that. So it's publicly shared knowledge of what commission is for each house in California. So this case is saying that, buyer's agents are getting paid too much. So I speculate is that instead of the seller's agent paying for um, the instead of the seller paying for the buyer commission, the buyer's gonna have to put up that money up front and work with the realtor for that. I personally think that the buyer's agent helps the buyer to make sure that, you know they have a fair chance of buying a house that's actually good for them, because when you're buying a house, number one, it's the biggest purchase you're making in your whole life. Number two, it's a legal contract. It's not like a order form, and this is a as is sale. Like, it's buyers beware. And there's so many things to learn when you're buying a house that even as an agent, We go through so much training, and to do a really good due diligence, you have to know so many things. I've and I think that the people that are going to be hurt the most by this ruling are going to be like first time home buyers, people that are scrounging up money to get a house, because if they're not able to pay for a buyer's agent, they're probably just going to not use an agent, or use a seller, a listing agent that maybe will help them. But what's going to happen is that there's not going to be anyone looking out for them, like helping them out, navigate the process, explaining the options that are available, explaining the things they should investigate when they buy a house, explaining the repercussions of the actions they take when they purchase a house, and compare and what options are available in the marketplace for each home in their area, etc. So this is going to hurt the buyers more, in my personal opinion, especially those that are at a disadvantage. I bought my first house when I was 23, and it was so hard. I feel for buyers right now because I was scrounging everything I had. And I see that happening now with interest rates. As interest rates have gone up, it's so costly to buy a house. So it's like, this is not helping people in the millennials, the young people that are like really, asking people for money in cases to be able to close on a house. So I I hope this it went to appeals. I hope these people don't win. I really think they are not really helping the buyers. Maybe they think they're sell. Oh, that's my dog scratching himself. Um, Maybe they think they're helping the sellers by saying the buyer's commission, but it's not, because in the end, I think if there's a good buyer's agent, it could help the ask the correct questions to a seller to help them not get sued later on during escrow. If you have a really good agent, they're going to ask, questions when they see the property, and if the seller discloses it during escrow, help them out too. So in the end, I don't think this is going to help the industry or help the consumer, but that's just my personal opinion, and that's where we are now. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated, but it is a really big deal. Like stock for a lot of, like Zillow and all these people, like their stock went down and all these things, and the market's gonna change, but we'll see where we end up. The only thing that's constant in life is that things will change. So now I want to change to talking to about Camarillo. So this week I'm putting out a video about Camarillo. I'm going to talk about all the amenities and the local attractions for Camarillo residents. And this is just one of the highlights. These are 28 parks available here in Camarillo. So if any of you are interested in any sorts of numbers about Camarillo regarding financing available, the types of homes that we have here, new construction, um, whatever you need about Camarillo, let me know. The parks here, if you have a hobby, like we have it. There's pickleball, tennis, horse trails, horse parks, dog parks, all sorts of things here in Camarillo, accessible and available for free. So if you want to do this, Camarillo is a great place apart from our 300 days of sunshine, because we have great weather here. Um, sorry about that. You will have everything you need here. If you're interested in a market report, a specific style of home, we also have senior living communities here. Let me know. Okay, so I'll be putting out a video on my channels regarding um, Camarillo. All right, so thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for being on my stream, and I hope you all have a great day.